is Rachel and I work in the education team at the National Archives. We're going to be opening one of our 11 million document boxes today to reveal a document inside. Let's find the box I'm looking for. As you can see, every document box in our collection has a unique reference. With so many, that's important. A reference is a special group of numbers and letters used as a label so we can find documents in the archives, a bit like the references used to find books on a library shelf. These letters are not chosen at random and reveal clues about the document inside. For example, HO stands for Home Office. Our box has the code SP. Remember that and we'll come back to it later. Before we open the box and find out what document is inside, I want you to think of the questions you should ask about a historical document that you've never seen before. For example, what type of document is it? Could it be a photograph or a newspaper report or even a letter? Sometimes this is obvious, but at other times this can be trickier to work out. I am going to give you 30 seconds to come up with as many questions you can think of. Start thinking in 3, 2, 1, off you go. Well done. Let's see if we came up with similar questions. What is it about? Or what is its content? When was it made? Is there a clear date, or do we need to use other clues from the document to help us work this out? Who made it? Who is it for? These might be clear, or we might need to try and work them out. Why was it made? Or what is its purpose? And the last one, why do we have this document here at the National Archives? Why has the government kept this record? We might be able to make some suggestions about this, connected to the reference code that we saw earlier. The document had the reference SP. What do you think SP stands for? We won't be able to look at all of these questions today, but we'll work together on some of the most relevant. Now, we're going to find out what is inside this box. At first, I am only going to give you 10 seconds to answer 2 questions. 1, what do you notice about the appearance of this document and how it looks on the page? 2, can you spot any familiar words? Ready? Go. With this image of the document and with the timer going, it's tricky to spot every detail, but you might have noticed the following things. The document is handwritten. It hasn't been produced on a printing press, typewriter or computer. The colour of the document and what it's been written on, well, the page looks dark yellow in appearance. It also looks quite fragile, as you can see the writing on the reverse of the page showing through. Both of these things could give us a clue as to when the document was made. The writing is set out in lines that follow on from each other. This could suggest something about the type of document this is, perhaps a letter or a report. Did you spot any words? I spotted the words King and Commons. Perhaps these words can also give us an idea about the age of the document and its nature or content. Now, details in individual words were hard to spot, so I'm going to enlarge the document and focus in on a particular section so that we can see it better. This time, I'm going to give you a bit longer to study the document, 45 seconds, and to spot as much as you can. First, see if you can try and read any more of the words or phrases. These might be able to help us work out when the document was written. There may be words that you don't understand, but use those that you recognise to help you work out the meaning. Secondly, think about one further question too. What trouble does the document describe? Okay, well done. How did you get on with reading the document and answering those questions? Let's look at the first question. Are there any words or phrases that you can read, and can they help you work out when this document was written? Well, King and House of Commons we spotted the first time around. But following on from this, it says that the King will relinquish or give up something called shipping money if Parliament will give him subsidies. These are grants of money. Further down the page, there is reference to innovations, which are changes in religion, and the document also refers to what are described as other grievances. These are things that the MPs are complaining about. Do you have any idea yet about when this document was created? Well, it's describing significant problems between the King and Parliament at the time. Ship money and the raising of taxes, along with changes in religion, are all specifically connected with a particular monarch. So let's have a think about that second question. What trouble does the document describe? Well, we know that the MPs have referred to unwelcome changes in religion, but they also go on to describe a military charge. This is the cost of raising and maintaining soldiers, and we know that they aren't happy with the ship tax either, as King Charles is trying to bargain with them on this point. At the very bottom of the document, it says that Parliament gave such great offence to the King that he dissolved or ended Parliament. I'm sure that you've worked out by now that this document was created during the reign of Charles I. We have an image of Charles here, taken from another document in the archives. The document we've been looking at today is dated 1640, and of course by this time Charles had dissolved Parliament since 1629. But by 1640 he was desperately in need of money to fight a rebellion in Scotland. This meant he had to recall Parliament and to ask the MPs to agree new taxes to raise the money. Parliament angered Charles so much that he dissolved Parliament again. This was known as the Short Parliament, as it only lasted a few weeks. By November, Charles was forced to call another Parliament, the Long Parliament. Both parliaments had many complaints about different aspects of Charles' personal rule. Our document today is taken from a letter written by the Earl of Northumberland to Viscount Conway in May 1640, detailing the disputes between Charles and Parliament. The document came from a box with the reference SP. I'm sure you had your ideas about this, and perhaps thought of the word state for S, so you'd be right. The reference SP stands for State Papers. These are letters and papers relating to the work of the King and his advisors. At the National Archives, there are printed guides written in Victorian times called the Calendars of State Papers. Here is an example. These list all of the documents within SP and give a short summary of each. So now you've found out about some of the causes of the English Civil Wars. Today's document has shown us that the relationship between Charles I and his Parliament had broken down. In fact, they could not repair it and both sides went to war against each other. In this lesson, you'll find out about the impact this war had on women and how they participated in the events of this time. Well done for making such great progress already, and enjoy the rest of the lesson.